Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Ondrian Pendant. This is the 138552 classic Hubbardton Forge. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself, and we're going to talk about the size of the height of the fixture body, and that's going to be independent of what it's hanging from, which are these. It's coming in at 26.5. You've got a diameter on this that's actually a width and a depth, because it's almost a circle but not quite. So it's 26 inches by 24. And then overall height, that's the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling, is going to give you a pretty good range. It's going to start off at 32.1 and end at 74.1. So if you need this to be longer than 74.1, just drop a quick email, say you're looking at the 138552. Tell me the overall height you're trying to attain from the bottom to the ceiling itself. We will get a quote from the customs department for you. We do it all the time. Okay, let's talk about a couple other quick things. Why don't we talk about glass really quick on this? You're going to have two different types of glass available. You're going to have one of them is going to be Hubbardton Forge's opal glass, and that's a milky white glass. It's opaque, so you're not going to be able to see your bulbs. And I'll talk more about opal glass later in the video. The other one's going to be sand, and sand is kind of an organic looking, very light coffee ice cream color, and it's going to be more on that warmer side. However, it is a little bit more earthy. So you've got your two glass options for that. I want to show you a little bit more information about a lot of this stuff, and how we're going to do it is to look at the installations instructions now. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It's going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you all the parts you're going to be getting, how it puts together, how it is put together. It's also going to show you some other little details about your canopy that's going to go on the ceiling. It's going to go over your 4-inch junction box. This canopy is coming in at 6.5 inches square. It's going to have a universal mounting kit that's behind it. You'll be able to see those parts in that parts list. This goes over a variety of junction box sizes. This is slope ceiling adaptable already to 45 degrees. There's knuckles built at the top of your pipes that are going to allow it to be slope ceiling adaptable already. It will dictate how it hangs in the room, so you might want to give me a call about that so I can kind of just clue you in on that if you are using a slope ceiling. So if I'm going to be putting this together, I'm going to put the glass on at the very end after it's actually up. So put the glass off to a safe place. You'll put a blanket down. On that chart, actually on the install sheets, there is a chart, and on that chart is going to have all of the different overall heights that you can attain by using different combinations of these pipes. So you're going to be getting 6 of the 12-inch pipe, you're going to get 2 of the 6-inch pipe, you're going to get 2 of the 3-inch pipe, you're going to get a bunch of these little connectors that put them all together. You're going to figure out what overall height you need, and then you're going from that chart, and then you're going to lay your little pieces out so you have them all ready, and you're going to just basically screw them together. So it's very simple. You put your little pieces in between them, you screw the pipes in together like this, and when you're done, it's very clean. There's barely even a seam. You're going to be putting, like I said, your fixture down first on a blanket, and then you're going to kind of build it up. So you're going to go wire through a pipe, or through a connector, through a pipe, through a connector, through a pipe, and eventually you're going to exit your canopy up on the ceiling, and then you're pretty much done. Then you're going to install it and put it up. This is coming in at 38 pounds, so there's what's called a weight restriction, and that's really just to alert you about the weight, that anything over 25 pounds kind of requires this to be attached to a box that's attached to your building. So talk to your installer about that, because it's good to know those little details too. And then once you put it up, you can put your glass on. First put your bulbs in, and then put your glass on, and you're good to go. The top of this, you'll notice on those install sheets, there's going to be 2 like crescent-shaped frosted pieces of glass. Those are diffusers. So those are really used in the event that you're looking down on this from a second story, like a stairway or maybe a balcony in your house or wherever you're using this, so you won't see your bulbs down below. It doesn't really do anything other than that, so you don't necessarily have to put it up if you are just putting this in a 1-story room. So just kind of remember that. Lots of little details here. Why don't we talk about lamping on this, because that's going to be pretty important. It's going to be using 3 of these medium-based sockets. We all grew up with this. You can still go for an incandescent bulb if you want to. They're out there. So you can do 3 A19 100-watt bulbs. So you can get 300 watts of light out of this to begin with. So A19 is a standard size light bulb we all grew up with, very easy to find. Every place you're going to seems to sell them. Every hardware store, every department store, every grocery store, drugstores, dollar stores. They all have them. But you don't necessarily have to do that with incandescent because there's so many great LEDs that are out in the marketplace for you just waiting to be used. This is the old school LED that has a hard shell on it. These are the newer phosphorus LEDs that have the phosphorus lines inside. I kind of favor these myself, but it doesn't really matter on this fixture. So A19 is a recommended bulb size, and that's really because we think you might be using an incandescent bulb, and it's because of the heat. You want to keep a little airspace between the glass and the bulb for the incandescent. However, this is a big piece of glass, and you can play around a little bit if you go LED. So if you go LED, you could probably even try one of these. This is an A20, so A19 smaller, A20 larger. So I can find this A19 easily up to 100 watt equivalent out in the marketplace. So that would give you that same 300 watts of light, 300 watt equivalent light anyway. But I found these at 150 watt equivalent, so that would even bump it up even more. Do you need that much light? Probably not, but it's there if you need it. And you can always try LEDs in this, any LED, as long as it fits inside the glass, you're good to go. So the light's going to come available from these bulbs in all kinds of different ways. They're going to offer these to you, the LEDs out in the world, in 2700 Kelvin. That's going to be a super yellow light. They're going to offer these to you in something called daylight. Be careful about that one because that one's the bluish white light. That's 4000, 5000 Kelvin on the Kelvin scale. They're also going to offer these to you in something that we use in our showroom, which is warm white, soft white. That's the nice light coming down on this table from these 3000 Kelvin, 3000K warm white, soft white bulbs above me. So that's kind of our take on it. That's what I would probably use. I might even go for the 100 watt equivalents, 3 of them LEDs, just because I like a lot of light when I need a lot of light, maybe cleaning or something like that. You might even be using this over kitchen island, and that kind of place you definitely want a lot of light. Make sure you buy a dimmable version of the bulb. That's going to be pretty important because you can dim this with no problem at all. Just tell your installer that's what you're doing. I want to touch base on Hubbardton Forge's opal glass for just a second. So all of Hubbardton Forge's glass to begin with is going to be hand blown. This piece is hand blown first in clear, then they're going to come in and they're going to blow another layer of white glass on the inside of this. The third step is they're going to take and they're going to sandblast the whole thing on the inside and the outside. That's going to give you this beautiful, mellow, translucent, milky piece of glass. When you look at this and you can see the layers are actually piled up on the inside of this. Hubbardton Forge is very obsessed about details on all of their pieces, including their glass, and that's why you're here, because you're probably just as obsessed about little details as well. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below, so scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart, so you can click on dark smoke, you can click on soft gold, doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case, and that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.